Hello dear traders, this is Petko Aleksandrov and I continue now with the reactor. This is the tool you can find if you click the arrow next to the generator. There is the reactor, there is the validator. So the validator is where you can drop old strategies, collections or complete folders with strategies, and you can validate them with a new historical data or with data from different broker. And it's very nice because when we generate strategies, we save them in collections, and after that we can validate them, so we don't lose time again to generate new strategies, but we can just filter them through the validator with the recent historical data. So the reactor is the tool where we do everything automatically, and we don't need to perform robustness testing manually or walk forward optimization and validation. It is done automatically by the software and by the reactor. So first we have the generator settings. Okay, I will demonstrate it to you how it works, and I will stick here to the pound yen on M15 chart. As strategy properties, I will keep it the same, 0.010 as the minimum lot, and then I will use range from 10 to 100 pips for the stop loss, and same for the take profit. And as well, in generator settings, I will keep it search best as net balance, so I will see the strategies with most balance on the top. And here I have the chance to choose out of sample and in sample, but here I will stay with in sample. So I will be using the out of sample in the walk forward optimization. And below is the common acceptance criteria. If I click on it, you will see that I have minimum backtest quality of 98 at the moment, minimum count of trades 300, which is just fine. And I will add minimum profit factor of 1.1. Where is it? Right over here, 1.1. And as well, I will add minimum profit factor for the in sample part and for the out of sample part, which I will use in the walk forward optimization. Okay, profit factor 1.1, and here as well I will choose profit factor of 1.1. So I want to have profit factor of 1.1 for the complete backtest, for the in sample part, and for the out of sample part. Now going back to the reactor, I will go to the walk forward optimization. I have the choice whether to use it or not. Actually, all of the tools below I can select if I want to use them or not. At the current moment, I have selected the walk forward optimization and the Monte Carlo validation, and this is what I will use now, and you can see they are displayed on the right side. So what is the idea of the reactor? That when the strategies are being generated, they automatically go to the walk forward optimization, or the tool you have selected here to use. And if they pass this optimization or the validation or whatever you select to use, they will go to the next one. So from the walk forward optimization, in this case, they will go to the Monte Carlo validation, and it will perform the variety of tests that I have shown in the previous lecture. And if the strategies pass, then I will see them into the collection. Okay, so here the reactor does all the job automatically. And before we were doing it manually for each strategy, we were performing optimization, robustness testing, and now when the reactor is available, it's available actually from last year. It is very easy to do it because we just need to set up the reactor and it filters the strategies automatically, and at the end in collection we have the strategies that are within our acceptance criteria. So for walk forward optimization, what I will be using is lower number of segments, so I will go down to 3. So it will be the very same thing that I have already showed, but with 3 segments. Just my recent tests showed that works a little bit faster to generate strategies, and personally I like it for the moment to work with 3 segments and not with 5. Of course, if you want to generate your own strategies you can test with 3, with 4, with 5, with any other number. Okay, for out of sample I will stay with 30%, search best net balance, and let me have a look at the settings that I have in the walk forward. In settings I will choose 3 segments, out of sample, below is just fine. As a validation I will stay with minimum of $10, and here are the parameters, the statistics, and actually here you just have a look at the statistic. Alright, going back to the reactor, I have the out of sample percentage, net balance, the walk forward settings are fine, validated segment, if I choose to use 3, then I want to have 3 out of the 3 segments validated. And here you can select if you want to use the common acceptance criteria or not. Yes, I want the final backtest with the last parameters to be validated with the acceptance criteria, and I have already set it in the generator. It's the same here. So I would like my strategies to have 1.1 profit factor for the complete backtest, for the training part, and for the trading part. Okay, and then we go to the Monte Carlo. I will stick here with the default settings, and as I have shown, I use normally the strategy variations, the randomized indicator parameters, and the randomized backtest starting bar. So this is how I set up the reactor, and this of course is example one more time. If you want to do it in a different way, you are very welcome to experiment. This is how actually traders learn trading. Okay, I will click on start and you will see the strategies are being calculated. So one more time, those of the strategies that pass the generator, they will go through the walk forward optimization, and then if they pass the walk forward optimization, they will go to the Monte Carlo validation. So in generator, the strategies need to pass the acceptance criteria. Okay, the very same acceptance criteria that is after that with the walk forward optimization. Now, what is the great thing with EA Studio? It is web-based, and I can set the very same thing on another browser. So if I open one more time our website at EA Forex Academy and I go to the Expert Advisor Studio, which is integrated, and I log into my account, I have some old work here with euro-dollar strategy that loads automatically, and I will run now a reactor, but I will separate the top. Okay, it works faster if I separate the top. So I have already done it for the pound yen. Now what I will do, I will set it up for the euro pound. I will stick on M15, and then the same settings should be saved, but I always check them one more time. Oh, and here I will use working minutes 600. Okay, let me have a look if I have done that with the other. No, I forgot to do that, so let me do it for 600 minutes. Okay, I want to run the reactor overnight. Now it's at the end of my working day, and I normally run the reactor at the end of the working day, so in the morning I have new strategies into the collection. So 600 minutes is exactly 10 hours, and it works fine for me to leave 3 reactors working overnight. So I will do the same thing here, 600 minutes for the euro pound. The acceptance criteria, it did not save in this case. I will need to do it one more time. So 300 count of trades and a minimum profit factor of 1.1, and I will do the same for the acceptance criteria in the in sample part, minimum profit factor of 1.1, and then I will have a minimum profit factor of 1.1 as well in the out of sample part. Okay, here it is. And then for the reactor, I will choose to use walk forward optimization, which is right over here. And of course I need to select 3 as well as validated segment. Let me have a look at the walk forward settings. Here should be 3, and here it is. It's ready now. And the Monte Carlo, it is saved to 20 and 80%. Same for the strategy variations. Okay, so I think I am ready now, and I will click on start, and you can see the both reactors work simultaneously. Okay, this saves a lot of time because we can run couple of reactors. I normally run 3 to 4. Just don't make it too complicated. Make sure you organize your work if you decide to generate your own strategies. So one more time, I will open the Expert Advisor Studio, separate tab, and once you are used to do the setup and you are used to work with the Expert Advisor Builder, you will see how quickly the things happen. So I will have it for Euro Yen, right? Let me check one more time. Here I have it for Euro Pound, and here I have it for Pound Yen, and I will have it here for the Euro Yen. On H1 chart, strategy properties, it is the same. Minimum lot of 0.01, stop loss range from 10 to 100, take profit range from 10 to 100, and generator settings 600 minutes. Common acceptance criteria, let me do it. So it's 1.1 profit factor, 300 count of trades, as well profit factor of 1.1 for the in sample part and 1.1 for the out of sample part. Okay, here it is. Going back to the reactor, I will select the walk forward optimization, where I said 3 segments out of the 3 should be validated, and as well in settings I will change to 3 segments. Okay, and now I am ready with the last reactor. I will click on start, and you will see now that 3 of them are working simultaneously, and let me bring them together on the screen. Here it is. It's for Euro Pound on M15, Pound Yen on M15, and Euro Yen. Actually here I did not change the period. It's on H1. I want it to be on M15. Now it is ready, and you can see 3 of them are working simultaneously on one computer, and if you run more they might get a little bit slower. And at the moment I have another 3 or actually 4 opened, which I have started earlier. That's why it's getting a little bit slower, but normally I keep it 3 to 4 just to take the best of it. And you can see here that for the Euro Pound already one strategy passed the acceptance criteria in the generator, or this is the common acceptance criteria, right? Then it went to the walk forward optimization. It passed the walk forward optimization, but then it couldn't pass the Monte Carlo. Okay guys, so this is how it is working. It is very easy to set it up. I will leave it now, and I will show you what are the results that we generate. Thank you for watching. Cheers.